You know, as we get into tighter budgets, economic reasons and environmental reasons to be more sound with our inputs, to maximize the efficiency that our inputs go in to get as much out of the ground as possible, really refining our practices to our specific production system, to our specific soils, farms, is a really useful tool for producers. You know, on-farm trials and on-farm research, producer-led research, is really gaining now. One reason is just the technology has really come to the point where we can utilize it. We have the yield monitors to collect the data. We have an array of sensors that can go in fields to collect in-field data. And we have programs that help us design, layout, and do the statistics on more in-depth research. One of the easiest tools, one of the easiest techniques is just a strip study. Strip study is just a pass, a with and without pass, just a side-by-side study. Now that allows you the analysis or the observations between A and B. One of the mistakes that I see often in this strip study is, well, you know, just a side-by-side pass isn't enough. I want more. I want one half of the field versus the other half of the field. As far as the data interpretation, if you do that with not enough past data and enough knowledge on that field, and I say horrible is because let's say you have an 80-acre field. You do one practice on the north, one practice on the south. You harvest those two areas separately. You look at the data as a whole, that this 40 acres cut an average of 40 bushel, this 40 acres cut an average of 35 bushel. That means I harvested 5 more acres due to the practice on this side. The problem is that if you don't have the past data to look at it, that 5 bushel difference could just be the land itself. It might even be that this side did better than normal, that 35 bushel did better than normal, but because that's a poorer piece of ground, you'll never know the difference. Now, if you have enough yield history, if you have 3 to 5 years of previous yield maps, then you can do the half, where you split a field in half and look at it that way. But just to go out there on a field that you don't have that past history on and know specifically what is the difference between those two, it can lead to some really erroneous decisions or recommendations on products. Now on the strip study, if we look at a pass that's 30 foot wide, header width, right next to another header width, the easiest thing to do is collect that whole pass as a value and the second pass as a value and have A versus B. That's a lot better than field by field because you are side by side. However, soil variability goes from one foot to the next. Even if you don't have yield monitor, go 200 yards, 300 yards, stop, dump in a weigh wagon, go another 300 yards, and do it in segments. So we call it subsampling. Even though you just have 2 passes, you get a lot more information out of it and you can make a lot better decisions about what happened and what may have led to the difference in that. And it's that on-off on things like that I really think will make a huge impact on the way we manage our inputs, whether it's fertility or pest management. So the on-off, the check strips, you don't have statistics. You use your eyes, look at the number of berries, the head size. Yield is always something that's very important. Always feel free to contact your county educator. Maybe think about doing a Partners in Progress with Oklahoma State University and the Extension and the state specialist. We're always looking at opportunities to do on-farm evaluations and demonstrations. It's a great way for producers to learn more about their production systems and for us as state specialists to learn about the new techniques and the techniques that the producers are interested in and how they're impacting different regions of the state.